Hello, and welcome to my world again. I'm so delighted that you are here, and I have this opportunity to lift as I climb as a woman entrepreneur and share some of my journey, my experiences on the highways and the side roads, and my getting lost on my entrepreneurial journey in the hopes that it will help you have on this podcast, specifically women entrepreneurs who have established businesses. That means you're not a startup. You've been at this game for a while. You may have a few decades under your belt or less. You may have a big payroll or just you and some contractors. And you may have a great love of your business, but now are feeling like you have plateaued. Or, as I find with more and more of my clients, you may perhaps be at that point of, I don't love what I do anymore, but I do feel chained to this because I've invested so much time, money, and identity in this business, and I don't know what to do now. In answer to that, I created a program which is called the Crossroads Clarity Solution for established female business owners. And that program is available to people who are interested in going through the whole program and doing the work and exploring. But if you are not sure that you are ready for that, or maybe you just don't have the bandwidth for it right now, I thought what I should do was pay it forward and share some of this with you. I'm going to cover the 5 modules inside the program to help you and other female entrepreneurs get clarity about why you're not loving the business at the moment and what you can do about it. What are the different choices? There are at least 5, and we will cover those in depth. You are not alone in this situation. In fact, 42% of all the businesses in the United States are now owned by women. That's a number that has been climbing rapidly over the past few decades. We control the majority of personal wealth in the economy. We also control a huge portion of employment creation, revenue within communities, and we have the power to make a difference in the lives of so many other people. But as they say, with great power comes great responsibility. And you may be feeling shouldered right now with more responsibility than is returning investment of joy or financial certainty or alignment of values. And that's what this program is about. The Crossroads Clarity Solution is about helping you figure it out in an elegant, effective way that won't take a lot of time. I'm going to break down the different crossroads that many of us, women entrepreneurs in our 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, beyond, are facing. And it's one of those spaghetti turnpike roads. We're all getting on and getting off at different times. The very best we can do on these journeys is avoid fatal collision, expensive collisions. I will share with you case studies, my own personal experiences through the various times of my entrepreneurial business in the hot seat. And the key here is because we are women evolving and becoming the next best version of ourselves, our businesses need to evolve with us, or we need to make some changes. I'm here to share my journey with you and also to share the journey and the best travel advice of multiple other women business owners who have got some miles on them. And I say that in the most favorable, positive way. When I say we have got a lot of mileage on it, it is not that we are worn or tired or used. It is that we have traveled a lot in our life and we have accumulated a lot of experience and created a lot of value, especially as entrepreneurs. But periodically, it will happen, and it will happen to all of us, and will happen more than one time. You come to that place where you feel like you are at a crossroad, and there are multiple ways you could go, but you feel a little paralyzed in making a decision about what is the next best move to make for you. And that's why I created a program called the Crossroads Clarity Solution for established female business owners. Because, like you, I have been doing this for decades. And I know there have been many times I've just come to a screeching halt, or maybe I edged out into the next part of my journey feeling unsure, unsafe, unprepared. So I wanted to make sure that more of us had the support and the safety and the confidence and the clarity and the vision to make the next best move. So I created this program based on 35 years as an entrepreneur and another 20 years running other people's businesses. I've seen a lot. Maybe I haven't seen it all, but I have seen a lot about where we come to these places in our journey that are like, maybe we just want to idle for a little bit and figure it out. Idling. It's not about turning off the engine. It's not about being stuck or frozen in a place. But as we discuss in module number 1, in the case study, my own personal and experiences, and the workbook in the Crossroads Clarity Solution, there are some darn good reasons why you shouldn't rush into making a big decision, a big change. I want to talk through those with you, and what are the reasons why maybe it isn't the right time to gun the accelerator and do something different. Some of the factors that I talk about, and I talk about this with clients of my own who are in a place of they don't really like where they're at right now. They know there's something more, something bigger, something different that they want in their life, but they haven't got it all sorted out yet. And that's what I do. I work with them to figure that out by assessing where they are now and where they want to go, what we have to build on, what we should retain and go forward, and the who's that should go forward with us. I talk about that a lot in the program and provide you some great exercises to think through, because it's tough sometimes to extricate yourself from the situation and the business because you're busy being busy and doing instead of being. And that's what I want to help you with. What are the things that you need to reflect on and look at objectively, less emotionally, before you make a decision to move forward? Always at the top of the list for the women of my era and yours is, why do we matter? What are we doing this for? Who are we doing it for? Where are we in that matter? And who else do we care about? Who are we setting an example for? Who are we responsible for? And how do we do that in the most healthy, positive way? These are some of the things we're going to cover, but there's also this amazing opportunity as a woman entrepreneur with some significant experience in her life and as a business owner is to look forward to growth. Sometimes that growth is with the business that we have, and sometimes that growth is with other opportunities, whether they be in business or they be in a completely different vein. In each of these modules in the program, you'll see a little bit of yourself and a little bit of your journey. And from staying buckled in and going through the entire program, I hope it's going to open up, maybe clean your windshield, as I like to say, so that you have a different perspective and a clearer vision for what you want next in your life. I don't want anybody to speed through making such an important choice, because you change and grow as you evolve. In this moment, making this decision in your business and how it impacts your personal life, this transformational decision, whether you maintain this status quo or whether you close up your business, or whether you scale and go big or go home, or just go bigger, or whether you decide to sell your business, I can tell you by the end of the podcast and the program, I believe that you will have acquired some information and some resources that will help you decide on what is the next best move for you. Module 2 of the program for established female entrepreneurs who are maybe sitting at the traffic lights of life and business going, which way should I go? And I have sat at that intersection many times in my life. That's why I am so committed, so dedicated to sharing this podcast with you and this program with you, because as a woman, a business owner, a mother and a grandmother, and a friend and an entrepreneur and a mastermind partner and a coach and all of the other aspects of me, the most empowering thing for me is knowing that in being conscious of the company that I keep and the wisdom I absorb and the benefits of collective wisdom, that I want to share and give back to you too. Module number 2 is about embracing change, as they all are, but navigating the decision to quit your business. This is probably the most emotional and certainly was the hardest one for me to think about in terms of my preparation for the program and how I could sensitively, positively impart wisdom and share tools and resources with all of you. Making a decision to quit isn't instinctive for us as women. We're mothers, we're creators, we're entrepreneurs, we are caregivers. We just don't quit. We just don't give up. It's not in our nature. So we are told or have been programmed to put everybody first, make sure everybody's safe. We are now learning, we're becoming more aware that if we don't put the oxygen mask on us first, we don't have the capacity to support and help other people and move forward. And so with that, I welcome you to come on this journey with me to explore, when is it the right time to quit, to close your business? What are the right reasons? What are the best reasons for you and the outcome that you desire? And how does that exponentially benefit you and the people you care about? I talk about the issues that we as women entrepreneurs face all the time. I can't quit because everybody's depending on me. I can't quit because I don't want them to think of me as a failure. It's the imposter syndrome. It's all of those things. It's the issues around, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I don't know how I'm going to support myself. We talk in the program and in my coaching about being so tightly bound to sunk costs, money that is already spent, which is learning to come to grips with that and deciding on really holding on to the past, expecting to change for a more positive outcome and feeling and results in the future requires us to make some changes. We talk about choices and chances and change and how that's scary when we finally see why making that scary change, why choosing that is less of a chance, but that it is a very purposeful trip plan leading to the destination that is really good for your future. The term exit, strategic planning, bankruptcy, closure, shuttering, they all conjure up all these kinds of emotions for us, right? But it truly shouldn't be any different than the beginning process, the same steps as when you started your business. I'll walk you through the logic around that. Like a beginning, there should be a planned exit. So recognize. And how do you recognize the signs, the cues, the clues? That's the right exit ramp for you at this time. It may not be your exit, but what I do encourage you is to stay with us and learn more about the other choices and decide then which one is right for you at this stage and this age. This could be tempting and seductive because it's so easy to say, yes, go big or go home. Yes, I want a bigger business. I'm going to scale up because that's what I'm supposed to do. It's a success marker. Company's bigger. My friends are doing it. The people on Instagram are doing it. The people in the Success magazine are doing it. After all, if I'm really a good business owner, that's the trajectory. That's the next move I'm supposed to make. And I don't want to discourage you from thinking about that, strategizing it, and creating a plan around it. But I do want to caution you that scaling isn't right for everybody all the time. I am all about women entrepreneurs growing and being more successful and having greater impact and influence. Absolutely. It's one of the tenets of Lift as You Climb, because the better we become, the greater we are ourselves in our ability and our resources, the more we have to give to others. The more we climb, we can reach back and lift others or empower others. So it's really a big deal for me to succeed, to grow, to expand, to push the limits, to raise the ceiling, and to create more opportunities for others. However, the decision to do that requires very thoughtful consideration and planning. And that is why I created a module that addresses the emotional and relationship commitments, decisions around making that next move to scale up. I hope that you will decide to join the Crossroads Solutions program and listen to my stories and examples about scalable moments when it was good and successful for me and when it wasn't, when I went right off the side of the mountain. And also to read the case study of someone else who went on this journey and through this process of scaling their business. And then do the work yourself. Be honest and answer the questions in the workbook about, is this your next best move? Scaling a business has got a lot of very positive attributes in terms of creating opportunities for others, more financial freedom for yourself, more personal growth and development, more opportunities for you to expand your skill and your strengths. And the other side of that comes from making choices on what on the balance scale, or the teeter-totter, as I describe in Lift as You Climb, has to go down so the scale of your business can go up. I can help you with very good examples of how to make those decisions and maintain balance that works, not the unattainable work-life balance as in equilibrium, but the blend of work, business, life, future. It's an integration and making choices purposefully at the moment. There's just so many opportunities and so much demand in the world. I do hope that in some way, whether it's this business or another business or in another capacity, that you increase your influence and your contribution to the world. But before you make that decision to scale up your existing business, please join me and learn about the journey that I share in the Crossroads Clarity Solution. For those of us who have a business that we've been operating, growing, building, nurturing, cultivating, creating for years, decades for some of us, why is it really important to recognize that change will come and how to be prepared to make a decision on what is the best next move for your business? That was the introduction to this series about navigating business crossroads and knowing which way to turn, understanding that it's different for us all at the different stages and ages and priorities of our life. This one is an entirely different, and it's a more complex conversation. It's about the decision to sell your business. And that was the reason we all started in business, right? Here is the interesting fact. In my own survey of many clients, my peers in my mastermind groups, my own coaching, and in networking, it seems that when we start our business, very few, almost none of us are thinking about when we're going to end our business. So whether that means closing the business, quitting, as we talk about in Module 2, or selling it, very few of us are conducting ourselves and moving forward on our journey with that destination in mind. And that's unfortunate. And if I can help you now start thinking differently about that, then I feel I have done a very good deed for womanity, for female entrepreneurship. Because as we create a business and we build such a beautiful thing, we should be thinking about the day that we sell it and be rewarded for what we have created and be able to pass it along to someone else to continue that legacy. We shouldn't be grinding it out for decades to make enough to live on and then not getting any ROI from all of that time, wisdom, creativity. And that's a big shift in thinking I find for most women entrepreneurs. In fairness, I think it's because we weren't really thinking about ourselves as legacy business owners until just a few decades ago. Up until a few years ago, most of us were thinking that we were either going to be nurturers of families and young people and supporters in relationships, or we were going to be in a career. And when we began, not too many decades back, to become entrepreneurs, I didn't have a lot of role models. We didn't have a manual that said, begin with the end in mind, even though that is the logical thing to do. Module number 4 of the Crossroads Clarity Solution really dives in deep to that transformational thinking about why is it the right decision to sell your business, and what are the things you need to do to prepare not only the business for maximum value, but prepare you emotionally, strategically for that decision, because selling your baby will cause you a lot of emotional growth. And I know I did it and I wasn't prepared. No one prepared me for it. No one shared with me what I am going to share with you inside this program. So hopefully you are one of the people that are ready to receive a return on your investment. And I have some things that will help you maximize that positive experience. We talk about the power of transforming your relationship with your business. This has been such a good road trip with you, and I'm delighted to be a guide and co-pilot with you on this journey through navigating business crossroads and helping you look at things with a different perspective, whether that's through the windshield in front or the side mirrors or the rear view mirror, and get the wisdom out of all of that experience. We're going to talk about transforming your role with your business. In fact, transformation is the root of all the other Crossroads solutions. Transforming how we feel about ourselves and how we feel about ourselves impacts the decision we make with our business. Specifically, I want to talk to you about your thoughts about being the operator of your business versus the visionary leader, how those different perspectives transform you, but also yield the results. And whether those rewards for you are emotional or financial or evolutionary, it all does come down to how you view yourself in the capacity of the founder, manager, and leader of the business, who is ultimately transforming into the chief shareholder, the chief investor of the company, and making decisions from that perspective instead of the got a grip on every activity and thought and action in the business. I speak from experience on this. Until I had a coach who helped me loosen my grip on being the helicopter business owner with my team, my business was at a ceiling. Once I learned to step back, think much more strategically, empower a team, and be open to coaching and the collective wisdom of mentoring in a peer group, talk about adding some jet fuel additives in my tank. Transforming how you think about your role as a business owner is essential. Transforming your role with who you are in your life with all relationships is also a part of what we address in Module 5 in the Crossroads Clarity Solution, because it's not how things get done in your life, it's who you choose to be on the team to do that. But even more important, it's why you are making those choices. That's a wholly exciting and terrifying conversation. The opportunity is the caterpillar and the butterfly. It can be extremely ugly and uncomfortable in those transformational periods. But when you make the right choice and come out of that period, your wings are open. It's such a beautiful feeling. There are some things I want to talk to you about, like how you have evolved over time and how those changes are impacting where you are right now and how you use those to leverage where you're going in your future. This is the version of lifting yourself as you climb. It's one of my favorite parts. Growing myself and working with my clients, it's figuring out that transformation model. In this program, we're talking about how you transform the way you think about yourself as the leader, the founder, and the chief shareholder of your business. Please take your time to really absorb the case study and then the journal prompts and give some thought to it. I look forward to having you along with me on this ride. I'm actually your co-pilot. I'm here to guide you. Reach out to me at hello@the Encore Catalyst and share what your experiences have been on this magical mystery tour of business ownership as a woman living through different stages and ages of your life. What have you learned? What did you wish that you had known earlier? And how did you plan the route to the next most rewarding part of your life? Because in sharing that with each other, we lift as we climb.